Hershey's projected to do between 283,000 and 300,000 first week sales. First week sales aren't everything. They tell a whole lot about how in demand you are.
Oh, it's like that. I'm your dream come true when it's on a platter for you.
Sabrina Carpenter is what everything is right with pop music.
That's my name. Don't wear it out, though.
Sabrina Carpenter's Short and Sweet is aiming for a #1 debut on the Billboard 200 chart, with 280 to 310,000 units expected to be sold in the first week in the United States. It will be her first #1 album. Despite her label strongly advising against Carpenter's choice to make Espresso a single, she rolled the dice on herself and hit a home run. Espresso's impact and momentum into Please 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 became the catalyst for this album to draw the attention of many immediately. And because of this, Carpenter earned her biggest streaming day of all time on Spotify on August 23rd with 67 million streams, up more than 1,000% compared to just a year ago. I believe those that didn't believe in Carpenter's creative choices underestimated what drives a potential pop star like Carpenter to the next level. It's the moment when the girls want to be like her or friends with her, and the guys want her. The objective is to be desired. It's the likability factor. I like to backtrack to a time when an artist like Carpenter was developing and preparing herself for this moment.
I started posting videos on YouTube when I was 11. For what reason, I don't know why. Thank you to my parents.
Because contrary to popular belief, artists like this that have a big impact rarely appear out of thin air. There was a path and a period of development that takes place before a new pop star blossoms and is introduced into the fold and becomes a household name. Prior to 2021, Carpenter was still transitioning out of the Disney umbrella. She released multiple albums on the Disney imprint Hollywood Records, but she was looking for the next moment to introduce her new era. This era would be an era of confidence, an introduction into early womanhood, and the start of her main character arc. The first thing I heard about Sabrina Carpenter is she was linked to fellow pop sensation Olivia Rodrigo in a somewhat love triangle that catapulted Carpenter's profile to many who were not familiar with her before. And I didn't know who she was from a can of paint. I just know that like Olivia Rodrigo is the hot pop star right now. And I feel like Sabrina Carpenter was making her climb after that. Outside of this high-profile love triangle that involved Rodrigo, and outside of Skin, which was labeled as Carpenter's unconfirmed response to Driver's License, and despite their brief back and forth, I believe both Rodrigo and Carpenter benefited. And it showed that there's room for multiple pop girls to prosper as long as they are talented and that they write good records. So that prompted the initial intrigue for me that may have introduced me to Carpenter, but what sustained my attention was her voice. Carpenter's voice lucidly lands on the ear in a way that feels like a subtle kiss on the cheek, and the softness in her tone, paired with the flexibility to expand into different ranges, allows for Carpenter to experiment with different genres over the course of this album.
We never talk about it.
She's able to delve into country and R&B adjacent sounds, and she playfully and skillfully floats over acoustic and slower tempo records while still maintaining the personality and presence that is necessary for pop stardom. Many people may associate pop music with being devoid of feeling, a term for it you may know as bubblegum, music that lacks substance, but I think Carpenter displayed that pop music doesn't have to be associated with those characteristics. To me, Carpenter comes across as witty and clever.
And I bet the thermostat said at 69.
Bet the thermostat said 69. I got it! And the knack for this cleverness is what drew my attention. Specifically the moment when I seen BBC Radio deleted her outro for nonsense because they deemed it inappropriate. I found it amusing. And I find that Carpenter's personality is matching her aesthetic.
We never talk about how you found God at your ex's house. Always make
Never talked about how you found God at your ex's house. It's fun. Engineers and music critics have really highlighted the breathiness of your tone to give it that. It feels like that. It feels like a great waiting to exhale moment in your music. And that's perfect for the season that we're in. Perfect. There are candid moments on this album of relationships that are relatable, because even for Carpenter, there may come a time when you are the girl that is sharing a man.
your car drove itself from LA to her thighs.
Woo! Y'all can write a song, man. Y'all can write a song, man. One of the lyrics that stuck out to me was, just because we share them, it doesn't make me any lesser. because to me that means he has good taste, hence the record. Ooh, her body! Look at her body! And another lyric was, the second I put my head on your chest, she knew.
She knew. She's got a real sixth sense.
She was like, Sabrina is fucking my man. Damn it! Now, prior to delving into this record, I thought I was going to get Regina George vibes out of Carpenter. Very Mean Girl vibes. However, I was pleasantly surprised to discover that Carpenter is a very likable, charismatic, and confident songstress.
Come right on me. I mean camaraderie. Said you're not
Camaraderie, come right on me. I mean camaraderie. Yes. Even in the moments where one may not be confident in a certain situation, Carpenter has been blessed with the gift of songwriting to still come out victorious in the end. Why every song you sharing this? How come every song you sharing this mother? He must be that guy. Since you wasted my time, I'm finna blast you on this album. Hold on. You know, matter of fact, ain't it's gonna sell 300,000 records in the first week? They gonna all know you a dickhead. Going off of hype and intrigue about Carpenter, it appears to me that she's been propped up to be the successor of the pop throne behind Taylor Swift. Just last year, she was selected as the opener of Swift's Eras Tour, and just 1 year later, she will achieve her first #1 album. At the rate she's going, she has a strong chance at continuing to build on this momentum. I see a very chart-dominant album run in the future, with multiple singles from this album hanging onto the charts. Carpenter created a body of work that is digestible for multiple demographics.
Since the good ones are deceased or taken, I'll just keep on moaning and bitch.
That's not even mathematically possible, Sabrina. That's not even mathematically possible that all the good men is deceased or taken. The concise runtime on this album is a smart choice by Carpenter to capitalize on our short attention spans, and her personality that shines through these records is charming and memorable. She is pop's it girl to me. I think her voice is nice and buttery. It has a lot of range to it. It has a lot of emotion to it. Very sweet is the SOS for white women.
If I can't have the one I love, I guess it's you that I'll be kissing.
Yeah, see what I mean? She's speaking about the 1%. You know, it's probably only like 5 men she's ever thought about. Like, I'm really probably blessing that. It's probably been 2 men in the last 7 years that she's like, I've really been stuck on. When it's probably like, I know her inbox is a zoo. I know it is. I know it is. To even get Sabrina Carpenter's attention, you would probably have to write a manual. That's probably a New York Times bestseller.
This boy doesn't even know the difference between there and they.
Oh, no, she didn't. All right, I'm getting off camera. No, she didn't.